Hi, everyone. Today, I want to tackle another one of those big, complicated issues that are really actually very simple, but they're so fundamental to our well being, to our healing, to our freedom, to our emotional healing, and to causing changes in the world that we see around us, right? So, that concept is the concept of who are you, or the I am principle, right? So, we know from if you've seen the other diagrams that I do, this here is the universe, it's consciousness, it's everything, right? And there's like just some yellow there. Yellow because it's the divine, it's source, it's light, it's the sun, it's consciousness. I always use yellow in my diagrams to symbolize that. Now, this everythingness, this universe is awareness. It is conscious. It is consciousness, right? It is aware that it exists. So you'll find in the yogic um, language, people say consciousness, but you'll find in the Bible, people say I am. God, Jesus both said I am. But I am is the knowledge that you exist. It is awareness, right? Let's see. Okay. Um, so I am is aware of everything, and you are a part of I am. I am creates individual expressions, individual people, individual personalities, individual experiences, and comes into this world and lives as I am. So, what that means is that, I am gets a little body and a form, right? And what you're getting with this body is an awareness of the physical form. So your I am as a baby exists here. Oh, look, I have a hand. I have another hand. I have two hands. Would you look at that? And oh, the poop that comes out of there, food comes in here, and you discover I am the body. I am the body. And then you also have, so you have, that's what you call body awareness, body consciousness. Perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it. It is an experience that I am is having. Now, technically, it's an experience that I am is having. It's an experience that I am is having, right? I am is at the moment confined to body awareness. And then let's put it just right there in the hand. Then you have the five senses: what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch, what you smell. Those are how this body interprets the world, and it is interpreted. All of those signals come in as nerves, and the nerves go into the brain, right? The brain thing, right? So you have the five senses. Are the five senses don't, like, your sense of touch is not confined to your head. The five senses are all over your body, but they come into the brain where it is interpreted, right? The analysis center is in there, the CPU is in the brain. So because of that, there's an illusion. And I mean, you see from your head. So you're like, okay, I must be located in my head. I hear from my head. So I guess I am in my head. I smell in my head. I bet I exist in my head. And then when you taste in your head, like that's localized there, and then the touching, the touch sensation is interpreted in the brain in the head. So you start to think, well, maybe I am here, maybe I am in the body, in the head, right? And then you have, so that's what you call the awareness of the five senses, and it confines you to the head, to that sort of identity. When you say I am, you think that you are the awareness looking through your eyeballs. And I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying that you are also the awareness in your hands. You are also the awareness in your heart. You are also the awareness that is not in your body. You have not stopped being all of this. You are I am. You are I am. You're just given an assignment for a few decades to be aware of this body. And over time, your sensory input, which is a gazillion inputs per minute make you think that, hey, maybe I'm specifically here, right? And all the thoughts, remember we did that, the last video on the channel is about the conveyor belts of thoughts, and you're starting to pay attention to the thoughts, your memory, your fear, your anger, what you saw on the news, blah blah blah. You're aware of your thoughts, and because you think that you're here, you think your thoughts are occurring in your brain, and you think that you are having the thoughts. That's natural, because after 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, after 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you start to say, oh, I am this. I am the brain looking through the eyes. That is who I am. And then the brain, the this what you think is located in your brain, the mind, starts to, bring your concerns to you. So your awareness starts to think about, your house and your your car and your money and your bank accounts and your other people, your girlfriend, your kids, your whatever, right? There you go. Sorry. Maybe I'll just bring that. Okay. So you think that you are, so remember your I am, you are the consciousness and awareness of everything. And you start to believe, I must only be the body, and then I must only be the five senses and the thoughts, and the thoughts and the five senses make me think that I exist in my brain. And you start to ignore your body. You start to not put your consciousness and the life force into the body anymore. um, and you start to think about the conveyor belts of thoughts that have to do with your concerns in your world. So when I ask you who you are, you say, I exist in my head, and my awareness looks out my eyes, and I am where I live, where I work, how much money I have, and who I'm related to, and what nationality I belong to. That is who I am. But you are more than that. You are able to be more than that. Let's start with the general concept that, now I can't get into all of the details in one video, but I'm going to touch on the concepts so that you understand how many concepts are tied into this, right? Let's say that one day somebody did something bad to your foot. Your foot was disrespected. You were insulted, you were told you have an ugly foot, and then somebody attacked you and beat you up and hurt your foot, right? You'll see where I'm going with this, but I'm going to choose to use foot. This young innocent being, a baby, a child, I'm aware of my body, I'm aware of how it feels. That's why when I wake up I stretch and do all sorts of things, and that's why I play with stuff so that I can feel it. That's why I chew on stuff, and that's why I squeeze everything and reach for everything, because I know that I am this body, right? But when trauma occurs, and let's call it the foot, but we know that trauma can occur in a bunch of different places. Sorry. um you start to ignore that, and you ignore this, and I'm fat and I'm ugly and I'm old and I'm busy and I'm tired and I'm tense, and you go up here, and this part of you now is suffering from a lack of you. It's suffering from a lack of I am. I am is the God awareness, it is the God power, the God energy, and you have closed it off, and you're only existing in your brain. You're in your perception of the five senses and your awareness of thoughts. And the only place that you're sending energy to now is the worries, the bills, the toxicity of your workplace, the how frustrating the leadership of your nation is. That's where you're sending your thoughts. That's doing two things. It is energizing these things. It is making you feel trapped by these things. And it is giving power to these things to rule over you. And now your thoughts are locked. Your sense of I am is in prison inside of the head, aware of these things nonstop. The other thing it's doing is it is cutting off life force energy from here. And because there is a particular pain here, because somebody did something mean to you here and it hurts here, or whatever form of trauma, neglect, fear, shame, guilt that is associated with whatever part of your body, you are really, 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 really not existing here anymore. Love isn't flowing here anymore. Your sense of I am isn't here anymore. And this is being neglected. So this becomes a storage space for pain, and it becomes a place that the loving consciousness of I am no longer visits. So you have a situation where these things are killing you. They are nonstop in your mind all the time, draining your energy. Your energy is draining out to them. They are becoming bigger and empowered because they're getting your energy. That toxic boss, that neighbor, that friend, that mother, that sister that is haunting you and tormenting you with their behavior is draining energy from you and getting stronger in your reality. So, this is becoming a heated mess. And this is becoming the dumping ground for pain in the energy in the form of energy and emotions in the form of physical torment. We can go into each one of these things later on, but I just want to say that what I always say, meditate, 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 is freedom. Meditate is where you stop for a few minutes and you say, I'm not going to place my awareness here. I'm not going to place my awareness here. So you remove your awareness of the world and you close your eyes and you relax the body and you remove your awareness of the body and you remove your awareness of the mind. You lift your awareness off of the thoughts of your mind and you remove your awareness from the input of the five senses and you are just simply, I am. And it begins, slowly. You say, okay, maybe I feel like maybe I'm not confined inside of my head. I'm not in my skull. I'm not in the cranium. Maybe I'm in the heart a little bit. I can feel some warmth here. Maybe I'm in my hands. I can feel energy flowing out of my hands. Maybe I'm elsewhere. And the process evolves. There's so much more to it, but it evolves until eventually you can just sort of blur this a bit and you can say, right now, this is not where I am. For 15 minutes while I meditate, all of this is on pause, and I am just this. I'm just I am. I'm just I am. I'm just I am. I am the I am. And the I am is everything. The I am is the original you. And I know it's been so long that you've been watching that body and that car and that house and that money and that the five senses, you forgot that the foundation of the universe is the divine. The I am, free of the prison of this identity, is the I am existing in divinity, in godliness, Christ, Krishna, Brahm, whatever you want to call it, the light source. You are aware. I am awareness of this. You become connected to your divinity. You become connected to your power, to your truth. You allow the light to work through you. You allow the light to be your eyes. You see the light inside of you. You feel it in meditation. I'll link in the description the guided meditation playlist. They're all based on shifting awareness. I'll link specifically the experiencing being meditation, which is where you no, I'll do the stillness. Well, no, yeah, experiencing being. That's where you feel the light inside of you and you realize, wait, the light is in me. Then the light is all around me. The light is everywhere. And then when you go back to your regular life, because nobody says you have to live like this 24 hours a day, but you go back to your regular life and you return to your awareness of this situation, now you say, I am the light. The light is inside of me, the light is around me. You start to see the light in your life circumstances. You start to detect the light inside of your awareness and inside of your heart. You start to protect the light so it's no longer drained. That toxic person, that negative government situation, that fearful financial situation is no longer sucking the energy because you're aware. You're like, no, 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 no. I am energy. My awareness turns into energy and I get to choose where I send that energy. So now you start to de-energize the things that you don't want to energize and specifically energize the things that you do want to energize, like that new car that you want to get. You're like, yes, I send my energy to the car, right? And also because you are No longer afraid. You understand who you are. I am is this. I am is boundless, infinite potential light. Having the experience of this. Now you have the ability, you've touched who you are, and you have the ability to come back here and say, listen, that sucked. What that person did here, or let's be honest, sometimes here, what that person, or even here, that when that person broke my heart, it was not a nice thing, but it happened to my body, it happened to my emotions, it happened to my five senses, it happened to my physical world, and it is an experience that I am is having. I am is this, and for a while it's experiencing this, and this was not a cool thing, but I accept it, I release it, I forgive it, I let it go. I free it from my being. And I am no longer afraid of my body. I'm no longer neglecting my body. I love my body. I send love and light. I allow love and light into my body. I heal and release everything in my body. And this is how you become, your I am consciousness becomes the master of your world once again. It's how you allow the divine back into your life to heal and fix and refocus and re-energize possibilities in your life. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I'm really looking forward to the comments on this one. I touched on a lot of topics. If you're new to the channel, explore the channel. um, every one of these subtopics are in there somewhere. And I will link the essential meditations in the description section. So I hope this was helpful. Do leave comments and let me know. Suggestions, further questions. I will do my best to address them. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Have a wonderful day.